Welcome to our assembly story time. Today's story is called Jesus Gets to Work. You can read along with me if you like, or just sit back and enjoy the story. If you want to read along, stop the video, open the file called Storytime 5 Jesus Gets to Work script, and then when you're ready, come back and press play to read along as you listen. If you're ready, let's begin. With his team of disciples around him, Jesus set to work. He had to teach the disciples as he went along. First, Jesus would teach all the people that came to him. Then afterwards, he would explain things more clearly to the disciples so that they could go and teach others. Jesus taught everyone about heaven and God. He taught them about how to live a good life and be a good neighbour. He taught them about the 10 Commandments and the narrow path. Jesus went from town to town teaching and met lots of different people. Quite often, huge numbers of people turned up to listen. On one occasion, by the time Jesus had finished, it was late, and Jesus told the disciples to feed the people before everyone started the long journey home. The disciples were a bit worried. They hadn't brought near enough food for thousands of people. Just then, a young boy who had learned all about being a good neighbour came up and offered Jesus his packed lunch, some bread and some fish. Jesus blessed the boy's offering, and the disciples shared it out amongst all the people. It was a miracle. Those 5 loaves and 2 fish fed over 5,000 men, besides women and children. Everyone was amazed. On another occasion, Jesus was teaching in a very crowded house, and a group of men made a hole in the roof and lowered their friend down to Jesus on a stretcher. The friend had been sick a long time and was unable to walk. The men knew that Jesus could help if only they could reach him. Jesus heard all about it, and their trust in him, and what good friends they were. He turned to the sick man and said, "Take up your bed and walk." And he did. Another miracle. You can imagine how amazed everyone was. They told their own friends and neighbours, so that soon Jesus could barely walk down the street without people coming to meet him. He was famous. People came to hear him talk, to learn about God, and to ask for help. Not everyone was so happy, though. On one occasion, Jesus healed a blind man so that he could see. On another, Jesus helped another man to walk who had been paralyzed for 38 years. On yet another day, Jesus ate some corn with his disciples. So what, you may ask? Well, each of these days when Jesus helped people was a Sabbath. The Sabbath is a special Jewish day of rest, and it's one of the laws of the Jews that people are not allowed to do the things Jesus was doing on a Sabbath day. Some Jewish leaders of the time, called Pharisees, were not impressed that Jesus broke the law by helping people or picking corn to eat. They were even less happy when Jesus told them, "My Father works every day, and I work too." They were not pleased. In saying this, Jesus had called God his Father, making him equal with God. These leaders were very powerful men and very mean. They didn't like that Jesus had different ways and ideas to their own. They wanted him gone, banished, in prison, or killed. They didn't care which. But the people Jesus helped and taught and healed loved him and followed him. And Jesus moved on to the next town. You can listen to the story again as often as you like. When you're ready, go and see the next video called Storytime 5 Companion for some things to think about and some things to do. Bye-bye for now.